Hello and welcome to Sacred Cards. It's great to be back with you all again. As some of you know, I needed to take a break and assess my content. I know that I can't afford to invest in the best equipment or really good editing software, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to do the best I can with what I have. Inevitably made me my own worst critic, so I had to take a step back from writing scripts and filming just so I could get back to the game I love without all the outside noise. Now, I knew I wanted to come back and make some changes at the very least, so I'm attempting a new format of profile today. Please do comment and let me know if you like this better, or if I should go back to the way it was, or any input is more than appreciated. So let's get into the fall season with a Traptrix deck profile for October 2024. Lots of ways to innovate with this deck, and throughout some testing, I'm really excited to share this updated list with you. So for the monsters, of course, we have 3 copies of Traptrix Murmillo. Let's move her over here just a little bit. On normal summon, she will search a trap hole card. On special summon, she will pop a spell trap card. This is a mandatory effect, so even if your opponent has none, can trigger your copies of Sarah to set more hole cards to the field. 3 copies of Mantis. Also very important for the deck. On normal summon, she can search another Traptrix monster. She also has a quick effect to return a set trap card back to your hand. Now down to 2 copies of Traptrix Pudica. Now, I cut down 2 copies and haven't really looked back. She can search the Garden Field spell on normal summon, and when special summon, she can banish a special summon monster the opponent controls. So in my opinion, all of these monsters here are your best normal summons as they can search. But next we also have some extenders in the form of 3 copies of Traptrix Arachnacampa. Now I did bump this up from 2 because you do want to see extenders in your hand. Plus the back row protection can come up a lot. It's fine to normal summon just to go into Sarah, but has a lovely quick effect to special summon itself from the hand. Campa does lock you into plant insects, but Traptrix does play very well within its own archetype. Excuse me. Now, check this out. We're down to 1 copy of Traptrix Dionea. Now, I started messing around with that, and I really like it because its normal summon effect doesn't always come up turn 1, and I'd rather search it from the deck when I need it. Plus, I did cut down the whole lineup slightly, so her second effect becomes just that much more situational. And finally, the last member of the Traptrix family here is a single copy of Traptrix Vesiculo. Another extender, she can set special summon herself by sending a set trap card from the field to the grave. Plus, if you have no cards in your spell trap zone, you can banish it from grave to set a whole card in your graveyard. So still a really nice option to have. Also part of the engine is 3 copies of Parallel Exceed. It makes far too much sense. You always go into Sarah first with her convenient downward facing arrow in combination with a deck that can turbo out rank 4 monsters so effectively. So now going into the trap hole package, I am playing 3 copies of Traptrix Holutea, 2 copies of Gravedigger's Trap Hole, and 1 copy of Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. I guess you can't really see that. I should have centered this a little bit better. That's okay. Now, in my opinion, Holutea might be the best card in the deck next to Sarah. It does absolutely everything, being a Traptrix name, trap card, and more versatility to special summon our Traptrix monsters from the grave and get out more monsters, the monsters' special summon effects when we need them. It's a small hole package, but very effective in my opinion. Also, reason I cut Dionea to 1 copy, it just made sense to not rely so heavily on trap cards and have more room for better interruptions. So far, I think this list reflects what I was going for anyway. Rounding out the engine cards, I am playing 2 copies of Trap Trip Garden and the 1 Pot of Prosperity. I knew that with Prosperity down to 1 copy, I had to make up the consistency elsewhere. So I decided to play a second Garden to increase my odds of seeing one. I actually went back to testing a copy of Trap Tantalizing Tune, but I just wish that card was a little better or searchable even. Personally, I tried to get behind it, but I am not a huge fan. So that is it for the main engine. Now, it is a 40 card deck, so that does leave 15 slots for disruption cards. Basically, kind of whatever you would like to fill these slots with. For this list, I am playing 3 copies of Ash Blossom, triple Infinite Impermanence, 3 Effect Veiler, 2 Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit, 1 Moonlit Chill, and finally, triple copies of Tech of Choice Torrential Tribute. The main card I want to talk about here is an old favorite in Torrential, being a normal trap that we can time to board wipe the field. With cards like Sarah or Rafflesia being unaffected, will still leave you with board presence. All of these slots can be filled with whatever suits your play, locals, tournament. You could cut some of these if you want to play more holo cards. But I felt that if I stopped relying so heavily on trap cards, which are inherently slower, it made sense to play something more like more Ash, Veiler, Ogre, Nib, Shifter, things like that. You'll also notice I'm not playing evenly matched in this deck, as I felt it's a little too situational and usually only good if I have to go second. It's a great side deck card, but I want to play something else that is possibly more versatile going first or second. So that is it for the main deck. Now I'll run through the extra deck really quick. Starting with the Link monsters, absolutely mandatory triple copies of Traptrix Sarah. Then playing the 1 copy of Traptrix Adipus, 1 SP Little Knight, and 1 Nightmare Unicorn. Let's just center these a little better. Unicorn was honestly my 15th card. You could play anything else you'd like to in this slot. For the Traptrix XYZ monsters, I'm playing 2 copies of Penguicula. I find if I find myself going into any Traptrix XYZ monsters twice, it's going to be this one. Just a good effect to detach and search, as well as its high attack can be really good for closing out the game. Now, 1 copy of Traptrix Rafflesia. I am not playing 2 copies. I haven't found myself going into a second copy in a very long time, but absolutely necessary. We were playing the 1 Traptrix Olimaris, 1 Time Thief Redoer, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 copy of number 41, 1 Typhon, and 1 AA Zeus. Well, that is it for the deck profile. I really hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything you like or don't like, please leave me a comment telling me what you think. And be sure to like the video if you did, share it with your friends, hit subscribe and get notified for more content. As always, thank you for your support. I'm SacredCards. See you all in the next one.